Well, hi again, folks, and welcome to Shell Buzzy's House Smart Coffee Break. Today we're going to talk about security. Security, the importance of security. Things that people have never thought of when it comes to security. In fact, some people have security and they don't even know what it's capable of. And with me today, I've got a professional, always a professional here on the Coffee Break. His name is Rick Reimer. And Rick Reimer owns the company for 30 years now, folks. 30 years, called Burglar Stop. How you doing, Rick?
Very good.
It's always nice to bring in a person that's got a unique name, because that is a unique name. Stop the Burglars, or Burglar Stop. So tell me, how did you come up with that name?
Well, I think the name kind of speaks for itself. This is what we try to do, is stop the burglars. So before they get into your house, that was the premise of it. And one of the reasons why the name came about and why I got interested in the business is because I was a victim of crime myself. I was broken into while I was home. So I had
While you were home?
While I was home, yes, Shell. So
in bed?
I was sleeping.
Uh-oh.
And that was one of the things. I was in college and didn't have much money at the time, and somehow they got into our house, and I went downstairs in the morning to get myself prepared to go to school. And we found our whole house was cleaned out. Our stereo was gone, our TV was gone, everything was gone. So that put this bug in my ear about security. I didn't know at that time that I was going to get into the security business, but that definitely, I know how it feels to be broken into.
Well, there's one thing about security that has always concerned me. I get phone calls from homeowners saying, Shell, security, should I have it monitored? Now, let's deal with that. I simply say, why have a security system if you don't monitor it?
Exactly, Shell. Every security system needs to be monitored. And now, with the technology changing, we can do so much more for people. It's not just a burglar alarm anymore. Of course, that's the number one thing, is to keep the bad guys out of your house. But what we're doing with the systems now is we're monitoring them for flood, for fire, for carbon monoxide. So there's many, many things that we're doing for people, more than just a basic burglar alarm system.
So we could be on vacation. You have our cell number. You get notified by the system. The alarm comes through. You could advise us no matter where we are in the world.
Absolutely. The way the new technology works, Shell, is if your alarm system's activated, what will happen is, first, it will go to our monitoring station. Then secondly, it will email you wherever you are. It'll tell you exactly what was broken into, or if you're having a flood, or somebody's coming in through the back door, there's a fire. So you will know exactly what's going on with your security system. Then you can simply hop onto your smartphone or PC worldwide and take a look at the video and see what's going on. So not only are you able to be alerted to what's going on, the monitoring station is going to do their job. They're going to phone the police department, fire department, whatever it is. This will be all happening. But you can also take a look at the video before the alarm occurred and after the alarm occurred. So the systems are very, very good as far as what we can do for people now as far as information sharing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, one of the things as well, alarms, people have alarms, they feel secure, everyone's at home, nobody's out late that's going to be coming in, so they just don't bother. They don't bother setting an alarm to go to their office in the morning or when they go to bed. My wife, for an example, very much so, would hear a pin drop. Our daughter would hear a pin drop. She says, I would sleep through a train coming through the front yard.
Well, the thing is, we encourage all of our customers to use your security system while you're at home, before you go to bed at night. If you're just going out for 10 minutes to shopping, put your alarm system on, because the systems are designed in such a way so that when you turn it on, when you're inside the house, you have full perimeter protection. All the internal parts of the system are turned off. So there's no concern with you walking around, tripping something, that type of thing. A lot of people are just confused with this. They don't really understand. So it's very important to use your system, because so many people are broken into while they're at home, while they're sleeping. They have no idea. It happened to me. I didn't have a system at that time, but it's technology's there, and it's just a simple matter. The systems are so easy to operate now. You just press one button stay at home armed, and everything's on.
And if you want to bypass something because you're leaving the dog running around in the house or whatever.
Not a problem. In fact, dogs, that's another good point. We have systems that come complete with what we call pet detectors. And what a lot of people go, well, that motion sensor will just avoid my pet. Well, no, that's not really what they're designed for. They're called pet detectors because they actually protect the pet as well as your house and your belongings when your pet's at home. I have a small dog. She's 8 pounds. I leave her at home all the time. Mm-hmm. We have pet detectors because I know when these guys come, the dog will make a lot of noise, and the first thing they're going to want to do is to make the dog quiet. So, it's very important to protect your pet as well as your other belongings in your house.
Give us that story, if you could give us a Reader's Digest version of the one that you were telling me before we made this video, that your wife was home alone.
Yeah, this is an example. It's really strange with people in security systems. A lot of people just refuse to turn them on when they're home, and I think it's got a lot to do with not having had a problem. I've been broken into while I was home, and I speak to so many people, thousands and thousands of people that have been broken into, and so I know what can happen out there, and you never know when it's going to happen. But anyways, one night I took the boys out to a hockey game, and my wife wasn't feeling well, so she stayed home. And so my instructions to my wife are, when I leave, put the alarm system on. And if the doorbell rings, take a look at the camera, because the way we've designed it at my house from our bedroom, we just simply flip the TV on and we can see who's at our front door. So anyways, off we go to the hockey game. And when I came home, my wife told me a story. She said, strangest thing happened, Rick. She said, well, you guys were out at about 9 o'clock. The doorbell, first at around 9 o'clock, the dog started barking at the backyard. So I never thought anything of it, she said, because sometimes it can see a cat or a rabbit or anyways and start barking. And so this went on for about 10 minutes. So then she said about 10 minutes later, the doorbell rang. So she put on her robe and went down, opened up the front door, looked around, and nobody was there. And I said, why did you do that? Why didn't you just take a look at the monitor? She said, oh, well, I just thought maybe it was one of the neighbors, or I thought maybe it was you guys playing a joke coming home from the hockey game. So I said, okay, well, tell you what, let's go watch the video. So we sat down and I reviewed the video, and so this is what we discovered. At about 9, the dog was barking at the backyard, and I seen on the video a guy creeping around our deck with a little flashlight, a high-powered flashlight, and he was looking in the windows, seeing if anybody was home. Then about 10 minutes later, 2 cars pulled up at the end of the cul-de-sac. One big guy got out of the car, walked up to our front door, and he rang the doorbell. And at that point in time, we have this all on video. My wife, with her robe, comes down, opens up the front door, looks around, nobody was there. So here's the situation. The person in the backyard was waiting to see if anybody was coming down, right? And so my wife did come down, so that called off the potential home invasion. So this is what it was. This is what they were trying to do.
You had it all on camera.
We had it all on camera. But the point is, if she would have had her alarm system on, and if she would have taken a look at the monitor, she would have been aware of all this stuff and been prepared. But after that, she started putting the alarm system on anytime we left.
Now, what's one of the things that a person would do? Would they, when they see on the monitor somebody that obviously wasn't somebody, that turn all the lights on?
No. What you do, number one, is if you have your security system on, if anybody does anything, you can arm your security system in such a way so that there's no delay on anything. So if anybody tries anything, the alarm system would be ringing right away. But better than that, if somebody's outside and you don't recognize who they are and they're trying to make their way into your house, our systems have panic buttons on them. Press the panic button, the alarm system will immediately ring, and it'll send a panic signal to our monitoring station telling them that there's somebody that's in a panic situation at the house, and they will send the police department that information, and they'll respond properly to that situation.
You know, I've had a situation where people have talked to me at home shows, for an example, about security. And they would come up with a story, and it was very, very surprising to me as to how often it came up. And what that was that security is security only when it is armed. And some people in a condominium, for example, they think, well, there's enough alarm just in the sounding of the alarm because there's people close by. But who teaches those people close by what to do? So security and monitoring have got to be together.
Absolutely, Shell. And here's a situation that happened. I put a security system in for my neighbors. So I'm sitting outside in the evening about 6 o'clock, and I hear their alarm system ring. So my wife says, aren't you going to go over there and do something about it, Rick? And I said, absolutely not. She says, come on, you know the guys are on holidays, their alarm system's ringing, you did their alarm, you should go over there. I said, no, their alarm system's monitored. The Surrey RCMP are going to be coming. They're going to do a full perimeter check. They're going to see what's going on. A lot of these guys are on drugs. They have weapons. They have screwdrivers. They have knives. I'm not going to go over there and put myself in a vulnerable position, nor do I think anybody else should, because you can. It's very dangerous. So when the system's monitored, we know the alarm system's activated. The police department are coming. The ambulance is going to be coming. The fire department will be coming. Depending on what information they receive, the proper authorities are going to come out and deal with the situation.
Yeah.
There's no reason for people to go and put themselves in a vulnerable position.
So monitoring.
Yes.
I've had the circumstance very recently. An actual neighbor said that during the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, the telephone rings. Looked at the telephone, and the digital readout was a 204 number, area code 204.
Yes.
She thought, oh, that's just one of those sales calls coming in from wherever. It wasn't 604 being in the greater Vancouver area, for example, or 778.
Exactly.
And so she ignored it. And after she had done that, she thought, was that the smart thing to do? So really, I guess monitoring makes a real difference when you have local monitoring that would advise her that it is local. So this is something that's important coming through locally. But for her to ignore it and went back to bed, it just, she was lucky, I guess.
Yeah, it's the security business has changed a lot. So what's happened, there's been a lot of publicly traded companies working outside of the province and outside of the country even, selling security systems on the phone to people. People are actually buying security systems on the phone, which I can't understand, because any legitimate security company, what they want to do is they want to come out to your home, they want to go through it, they want to find out something about your lifestyle, and they want to design and lay out a system based on your needs. Now this is one of the most important.
Designed by a pro.
Designed by an expert, someone that knows how to design an expert security system. And it's something that I've never understood, how people can actually buy something on the phone from someone that they've never met outside of the province, buying a system that they have no clue how it works, how the technology works. Most of these systems are leased or they're proprietary systems, which means that no one else can work on these systems. You're stuck with that company. You're into a contract. You bought something off somebody on a phone. You don't know anything about it. It's being monitored who knows where. So what we offer as a company is this. If you're in the need of a security system, you contact us. We send out one of our security experts. They go through your entire home with you, sit down, have a conversation with you, find out about your lifestyle, design and lay out the system based on your needs, not selling you a proprietary system, working with a manufacturer that anyone can work on. If you're unhappy with any company service after a certain period of time, you can simply choose another company. I think there's over 700 licensed security companies in BC.
Wow.
So there's no shortage of people that you can work with if you ever have a problem with anything. But if you're stuck with something else, then you're kind of stuck with that. So you really need to do your research. And one of the things that we've put together is what we call our Security Learning Center, where you can actually come in. Everything that we have designed in there is a full functioning security system, so you can really understand how the technology works, and you can choose the protection that you'd like. There's many different products that we work with. It's not just one item, a cookie cutter thing that we sell to somebody on a phone.
Yeah.
I travel out and no two systems are really the same that I design for people, because everyone's lifestyle's a little bit different. Some people like the looks of one particular keypad to turn it on and off. You can't see the keys on one, or the other one isn't to their liking. There's so many things, so many choices available, and this is something that people really need to explore and understand. Because
so you've got, for example, a lot of optional pieces available, like
absolutely,
even the medic alert, that sort of.
All our systems that we put in Shell are fully expandable. So that means at any time you can start, depending on your budget, you can start with a very basic system and you can add to it at any time. So if I don't have the budget for fire protection or for flood protection or for carbon monoxide or for video, well, any of the systems that we put in are all expandable. So at any time you can add these things as your security needs change or your budget changes. You can add to these systems, which is great. You're not having to remove the system. You can simply add to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you've certainly proven it to us many times over. We're really proud to have you as part of our referral network, Rick. So when in doubt, don't pout. Let Shell help you out. So give us a call, and our numbers are going to be on the screen right now. It is 604-542-2236, as well as Burglar Stop will be there as well, or you can phone us. But everything's there. Our website will have all the information, askshell.com. You know that. You're a member of our club, or you wouldn't be receiving this video. But I want to thank Rick Reimer of Burglar Stop for coming out and giving us the insight on security. So keep in mind, when it comes to security, think through it. Let a professional like Burglar Stop design it for you, and then you go from there. It's just that easy, folks. Rick, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sean.